Good morning, everyone. This is Quentin Lister with Utah Family Law TV. Today, I'll be interviewing carlybsnow, LMFT, and she's graciously accepted the invitation to be interviewed. We're happy to have her. And Carly, I wanted to give you the opportunity to share your contact information with those watching at home who might want to get in contact with you after viewing this.
Sure. Hi. So the best way to reach me, two ways. My phone number, which is 609-313-1411. And also my email, which is Carly, C-A-R-L-Y-B like boy, snow @gmail.com.
Thanks, Carly. So today our topic is, so we're talking about counseling and marriage counseling and the effectiveness in that in avoiding divorce. And so I had a couple of questions here that I just want to go through with you. And that first question being, how often do you see people in your experience, in your practice, who come in and try to, like, the mindset is like, we got to like save our marriage? Like, how often is that the case? Like, is everyone who's seeking counseling from you, right? Are they just coming in to like, they're trying to like save the relationship, that kind of thing?
I love that question. I think that a lot of the people that are seeking help specifically with me, the energy that shows up with people are how help me see what I can't see individually and together. So people that are willing to like look inward and like do the work to evolve whatever that means together. So mostly it's about help me see what I can't see. Pretty serious about it too. And if people come in that are not so serious, they'll come for one session and then not come back, which is okay too. But in my experience, it does take time to work through layers of a lot of different styles of communication, things, unsaid things. A lot of times what can happen is, instead of going to the source, going to each other to talk about things, there's a lot of triangulation that can happen with people where they'll bring in like somebody in the family system or a friend and talk about the thing they wish they could, but outside of each other. Right. And so that space gets to be that, like a space to come in closer to normalize intimacy. Yeah, long answer.
Yeah, no, thank you for that answer. I was just thinking, like, following up on that, and so like so you've hinted on this, like, something like seems like kind of the effective way to do it is like, if you're willing to look at yourself when you come in, that's going to help the experience be beneficial. But along with that, I'm curious, how effective would you say is that counseling with married couples, or when they're in like a crisis mode? People you do see that are kind of like, we're just trying to like hold on to this relationship. How effective do you think is the counseling for the people who come in? Does it like actually like get them that result of like, oh, we saved our relationship, that kind of thing?
Sure. Specifically regarding coming in as like in a crisis is what you're speaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
From my experience, I've sat with many couples in that space, and it's been very effective to help gain clarity. I've seen it bring people very close. We just sit together in the fire. Instead of being reactive, and like we calm it down together, like learning how to sit. And maybe it's just like a silent session of just being in what it feels like to be in a crisis, but don't move yet. Let's just hold on a second. So effective, I see people walk away really happy.
Okay. Oh yeah, no,
And I
I
mean,
think that's great to hear. Yeah, no, I think that's really good to hear that in your experience, right? That's something
yeah,
that like it can be effective and it can actually help people like
yes,
save and salvage a relationship if that's what
absolutely,
if that's where they're at, if that's what they choose, right? And
totally,
so
yes.
so then I guess I should say, so would you say that anyone would you say that like anybody considering divorce should co- consider marriage counseling first, or is it like something like is it yeah that's my so that's what would you say that would you go as far as to say that or where what would you say to that?
That's a really great question. If we're speaking broad, okay, there's so many interpretations of marriage, right? I'm going broad with it. Like two people coming together to share their individuality and their life experiences together. To me, that's precious. And for any relationship, I think it's precious, it's sacred and meaningful. And there's a commitment there. Anything like that we're committed to requires deep work and steadiness. So before surrendering and letting go of anything, and especially a marriage, I think that it's absolutely worth fighting for to see before just saying goodbye. Yes, I think marriage counseling should definitely be considered before actually just getting a divorce. Again, though, there might, but this is a different percentage. There might be certain situations where it's advised against
Right, right,
to do that. I
right,
and I would, if somebody came in and that came through, I would say that. Like
right,
maybe we advise away from this for now. I've had to do that.
right.
Yeah.
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 Yes, and I wanted to ask a follow-up on that. So I mean, I think we talked briefly before this interview and you talked about this concept of uncoupling and stuff like that. And so what for the people who what do you find? So I'll phrase the question this way.
Okay.
Um, who are the couples that come in that you find that like this is like you know that like I think this is gonna work for you two and it'll bring you closer together. And then who are the couples that come in and you're like, I think it might be best if we went our separate ways here from what I can tell from where you guys are at. Like, is there something specific? Maybe there's multiple things, or maybe it's too broad. Maybe it's too broad to cover completely. But like, what would you say would be the difference between the people where it's like they come in and then they leave closer versus
Yes.
the people who come in and then they kind of go their separate ways?
Yes. I could go a lot of ways with that, but I'm going to keep it really specific. I think the
Okay.
energy that I feel with people that can come together versus go away have a different kind of tolerance for allowing each other's individuality,
Hmm.
unique expression. There's an elevated sense of empathy in the room
Right.
and curiosity and a necessary, I think, fire. Like I'm fighting for this.
Right.
There's like, so that is what feels happens with people that stay close in.
Hmm.
The
Right.
ones that go the other way, it's more like an apathetic consistency
Right.
where very, very ego driven, not able to share and take turns in different, like hearing and seeing the others' beliefs or perceptions, being curious about how that is so. It's more about, it's this is the ones that go the other way. And it's more like these, like the
Right.
merge, showing the hands coming in, even though it's hard, it's like a meshing in that starts to happen. But
Right.
this is, yeah, I don't
Like
know.
perhaps Like, you know, so the people like it's like they're willing to allow the other person to be an individual, and then also to like learn how to like come together essentially. And then there's the people who it's like I, you know, they can't kind of let the other person in a
Yeah,
real sense, and so they're just kind of like they just kind of butt heads.
exactly.
Yeah, and so okay, okay, and then
Yeah,
there's also the people who do this. They want to do that too.
sure. And sometimes with the couples that come in, what works, to just highlight one more point, it works really well when both people that are coming are both choosing to come. Sometimes it's like one wants it more than the other,
Right.
but
Right.
it generally works when one person might be more open and willing than the other, but all it takes is a little bit of willingness.
Right.
But people, if there's one that's like a no way and one that's like a yes, and that's also a contributor to if we can lean in together or lean out.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I think that's very useful experience to share, and I appreciate you sharing that. I said we'd try to keep it to 10 minutes. I think we're coming up on that, and so, but thank you so much, Carly. It's been great to speak with you, and hope we can speak again sometime in the future, and we'll go from there. But thank you for your time. But before we go, feel free to, if you would, share your contact information with those once again who are watching this. You might want to
Yes, once again, I am
contact with you.
that. Again, my phone number is 609-313-1411. And my email address is Carly, CARLY, B as in boy, snow @gmail.com.
Thank you.
Thank you.